What is going on, folks? Happy New Year. Welcome to 2026, the first live stream of 2026. We're going to get some people to come in here. If you're watching the replay, we appreciate you. If you're watching the live, we also appreciate you as well. If you're on the replay, you can fast forward to where we start talking. That's completely fine as well. We're also just going to be sitting around. We're going to let our folks on Instagram in right now, and we're going to have a little chat. I was over on TikTok this morning. I did a live stream there. We're going to be doing more lives there. So if you follow me on TikTok, stay tuned for that. We've done most of our lives on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram in 2025. And we used to do a lot of live streams over on TikTok and then moved over to those platforms. And now we're going to do live streams on all platforms. So what I'm aiming for is 3 lives a week over on TikTok and possibly 5 lives a week on every other platform. Joanne says, nice tan. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Mexico a little bit. Mexico is great. Thank you for that. I actually burnt my head. I went jet skiing one day. I didn't put on enough sunscreen and I didn't realize it because you're jet skiing on the ocean and it's windy the whole time. And as soon as I came back to the beach, I was like, ooh, that was a bad decision. I usually pre-tan before I go anywhere tropical, and I didn't do that this time. And I learned my lesson for sure from that. But all in all, it was a great Christmas. Got to bring a family, the whole family, my daughter's husband, and it was something Bird Proud Mom and myself always wanted to do for our kids, and we made memories, and that's what it's all about. I was talking over on the TikTok live stream. Life's not about money for me. Life's about time, and with time, you get to buy memories and or make memories, which is a lot better than cash. And it was just great because my kids, 3 of them are adults. They have their own lives. They're doing their own thing, and we were able to spend a whole entire week with them. We came in last night about, I don't know, it was like 6:30, 8:30, something like that. Got home, didn't even make New Year's. 10:30, we were in bed, and woke up this morning to 2026, and super excited about 2026, about what's happening. Tomorrow, the podcast furniture shows up, and that's going to be put together. We have 2 different sets to bring to you guys. One set is for the Unapologetically Conservative podcast. That's going to be hosted by Bird Proud Mom and myself. And then the other set is for Over the Target with Bird Proud Dad, which is perfect. I'm super excited about that. We got the producer coming on Sunday. He's going to help me set up all the equipment. We're going to work all the kinks out, work all the bugs out. And then I don't have to be sitting at my kitchen table anymore when I do these live streams. It's going to be from the studio. I'm super excited about that. Also, kind of brings in a little bit of a home office. The company is really like separated into 2 different things: content creation, and some media things, which is stuff that I handle, and then the merch side of the business, which Bird Proud Mom handles. And she got her office upstairs now with all the clothing and her desk and her computer and laptop and her whole shipping system. She's got that under control. So super happy about that. Our house we can actually have back now. It's not just full of clothing absolutely everywhere, and we can separate it. And then the podcast studio / my workstation, my little home office downstairs. So really excited about that, to bring you guys 2 shows a week. And you'll be able to get that on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, pretty much anywhere you get your podcast, you are going to be able to listen to it. So if you're not following the Bird Proud Dad show on all of those, I suggest you go hit the follow buttons to get some of the first episodes. There's going to be some really old episodes on there because I did have a podcast before. But make sure you guys are following that as well, and look forward to bringing you those episodes. Now, the podcast is going to literally change the game of the channel. We've been very blessed and extremely grateful for the amount of support that we've gotten over all of our social media channels. We absolutely exploded on Facebook in 2025, and our Instagram following grew by about 80,000 followers in 2025. TikTok is doing what TikTok does, and I don't have. I said to Bird Proud Mom, I said, you know what? This is going to be the year that we're going to focus on X, right? We're going to try to grow our following on X. We're at like 25,000 followers on X. But X, you got to post like 14 times a day. And I just don't know if I have that in me. So we'll see what happens over on X, but we're going to continue to post over there as well. But the podcast is really going to double our reach. When I originally had the podcast, doing it from my kitchen table with a Yeti Blue mic, pair of headphones, and StreamYard, I literally was getting 30 to 35,000 viewers per month, and there was nothing professional about it. Now I have a producer, I have professional equipment, a whole studio, guests lined up. I'm expecting that reach to be double, triple that. So we're super excited about bringing that show to you guys. And again, I'm going to be clear and concise and transparent with you. I paid for it. This is all being paid for by Berta Proud Enterprises Inc. with the sale of the merchandise. That's literally what allowed us to pay for all of this stuff. So we do appreciate all the love and support and the belief system that you guys have in us to be able to go out there and do this, because it really is important work that needs to get done. The other side of the coin, the lefties on the other side, they don't like it because they can't call my employer up and get me fired, right? That's something that they're unable to do. They really hate that, because that's the first threat that comes from them, right? Is you better shut up or else I'm going to call your boss and you're going to get fired. Beautiful thing is I am co-owner of Berta Proud Enterprises with Berta Proud Mom. She works for Berta Proud Enterprises. I work for Berta Proud Enterprises. Feel free to call us anytime, try to get us fired. We'll get you a hold of our HR department. They'll get right back to you. So there's that part of it as well. So to be able to build a brand and to be able to build a support system, within that brand is really important. And we're going to be coming out with some fresh new shows, fresh new content, and fresh new merchandise, of course. Really excited about the next sticker run we're going to be putting out. We're super excited about it, actually, and we'll see. Berta Proud Mom she's not hurt, but she just got one of the stupidest comments on social media. The video she just posted, and she's got her shirt to the side. There's apparently some unhinged liberals that don't like that her shirt was hanging to. So I think what I'm going to do is my next video, I'm going to wear that shirt, and I'm going to yeah. Oh, this is a great. If I can show the comment. Why isn't it showing?
Someone else told me that they love Alberta. They can't stand you. So they can handle me right now, but keep you off my page. So I commented back saying, you should probably block me now because I'm going to be very annoying to you then going forward.
So I like, was it a guy or girl?
It was a guy.
Yeah, so I like you because you're hot. I don't like him, but I want to keep you around because I think I have a shot with you, is basically what I see happening there. That's kind of funny. But so Scott is asking, how are you going to stay safe against the social media police / real police in Canada? I'm not worried. I'm not concerned. There's nothing really concerned or the concerns that I have right now about that. Now, I was talking with some people when I was down in Mexico. Like, this is the thing, okay? We're gonna say this is the realism of the reach we have and the work we do. So flying to Mexico, get on the plane, flight attendant follows me. Great conversation with her. She was awesome. Get to Mexico, get to our hotel. We were there, 15 seconds?
We hadn't even got into the lobby of the hotel.
Yeah, haven't even got in to check in yet. Guy says, holy shit, you're Berta Proud Dad. Takes a picture with me. Awesome. Whole time at the resort, that was happening every day. Flying back, get on the plane. Flight attendant's like, holy shit, man. I follow you. Thank you for everything you're doing. That's the reach we've established, guys. And that's not me. That's not just me. That's all of you guys. That's literally the people who watch me and share my content on it, or comment on it, push the algorithm. You guys are absolutely amazing. And that's how we're able to do what we do. So when it comes down to this, I was talking with somebody about the social media bills, the Online Harms Act, and what we would do to combat that if it ever happened. I'd move. I would literally move, because here's the thing. I would literally, I got to get to that comment from Brian. Brian, I hopefully you stay in for this comment. But anyway, So I'm going to move, and I'm going to move somewhere, and I'm going to continue the content because I'm not going to go to jail for my content. That's not going to happen. You guys won't ever see that happen. And I don't think I'm going to lose support if I'm like, hey guys, moving to Naples, Florida, you can still follow the channel, and we're going to fight the Canadian government from Naples, Florida. That's what we're going to do. And that's the plan. If he comes out with a bill that, and there's a potential that I can go to prison for having an online content, like you're seeing creators it happen to them in the UK, that's exactly what we'll be doing. Let's see.
It'll be a very tan Berta project.
Yeah, it'll be a very tanned Berta project. Thinking you both are always talking about the Liberal Party. Hopefully you both are paying federal taxes. Thinking Carney has you being audited by the CRA. That is a card Carney has. So we are a registered company. We've been doing this for 5 years. We're a corporation. It's called Berta Proud Enterprises, Inc. We pay our taxes. That's what we do. You can't stick around for 5 years on social media and collect money without paying your taxes. When we first were starting out, people were saying I was a scammer, I don't pay my taxes. They actually called the CRA on me, and CRA did do an audit on me, and it was the best thing ever. I ended up getting $8,000 back because somebody called the CRA, they re-audited me, and they found out they messed up. So that was cool. We're good with that. But for people who are worried about my taxes, worry about your taxes. You don't have to worry about my taxes, okay? We're going to be okay with that. And think about it. I'm thinking about taking a run in politics. If I'm going to get into politics, I best have my taxes figured out, right? So there's that part. Appreciate you for the comment, though. This is basically what we're going to do on this live. We're going to talk about stuff. Hi, brother from Shithole, BC. My son lives in Alberta. Love your content. Thanks, buddy. Trent, this is Trent. Trent likes to follow my account. He's a bigger fan than most of you guys. Actually, he really is. He comments pretty much daily on the channel over multiple posts, and he says, move to Florida and think Trump will be a savior. You idiot. Right on. That's cool. Freedom of speech and freedom of expression is something I always believe in, and Trent's allowed to have it because Trent, well, he pushes my algorithm. So we appreciate Trent and keeping people like Trent around. Thanks, buddy. I like your dog in the profile picture too. Really nice. So how did you guys spend your New Year's? Was it a great New Year's? Did you guys get up to anything? Did you guys, what are your plans for 2026? I really don't have New Year's resolutions. I don't do New Year's resolutions. I just kind of go with the flow day by day, try to be better today than I was yesterday. And that seems to work out for me. I'm going to get back into fitness mode though. That's something that needs to happen. As you guys might know, we've been undergoing renovations for a very long time. I love your content, dude. Just some of your stuff is out. Trent, that's out to lunch for who? You? Maybe some people don't think it's out to lunch. You don't speak for the 179,000 people that are on my profile, right? I don't care if you love my content or dislike my content. You're allowed to have your voice here. I don't think it's out to lunch. I think perhaps you probably look at some of my videos and you disagree with them, and because of that, you become a little unhinged in the comment section. That's my voice and that's my opinion, and I'm allowed to have that, right? Just like you're allowed to have yours. So thanks, Trent. Again, love your dog. Support Danielle 100%. I also support Danielle 100%. America has a thing called the First Amendment that's supported by the Second Amendment. You're correct. But anyway, yeah, so like this is the thing too, when people that support my content think that they're going to agree with everything I put out there, that's delusional, right? Because I don't expect every time that I pull out my phone that you guys are going to agree with 100. Actually, I don't even care. Like, generally speaking, I'll put out a video and I'll be like, okay, post. There's going to be people that don't like it. There's going to be people that like it. There's going to be people that flip over it. There's going to be people that really don't give a shit about it. Either way, it doesn't matter. You got to remember, on social media, I started with 0 followers and 0 platform. and it grew. And there's nothing I can do about the growth. I can't control the growth. I can't, it's all 100% organic growth. I don't pay for followers. I don't pay for advertising. I don't do any of that. So at the end of the day, the videos I put out are my opinion only, and I put them out there, and people agree, disagree, don't care, will care, agree wholeheartedly, disagree wholeheartedly. It doesn't matter, right? We're not stopping. Like, we're going on 6 years now of doing this, and the freight train is literally full steam ahead, and we're not stopping. So have you started separating your wealth from the Canadian dollar just in case the dollar collapses? I would have to have wealth in order to separate wealth, Justin. That would be a key thing, right? Everything that I make on Bird of Proud Enterprises goes back into Bird of Proud Enterprises, whether that be travel, the podcast studio we just built, the equipment for that, inventory, whatever it might be. We have 4 employees; they require salaries. So you would have to have wealth in order to separate wealth. But I appreciate that. Thank you. Danielle Smith is the closest thing we've had to Ralph Klein. I miss Ralph Klein too. And Danielle Smith is just a beauty. At the end of the day, Danielle Smith really does care about this province. And that's probably why the left hates her, is because she will do the extra things and go the extra mile and toe that line of political correctness in order to get her point across. And the left can't stand that. So, hey, you know what? The left can't stand me either. So I'm good. Hey, brother, glad you're back safe. Let's see what comes our way in 2026. If you get any information on where the petition signs are tomorrow, please share. Absolutely, I will. 100%. I want to remind you guys, Calgary Beddington, if you live in Calgary Beddington, there is a petition out there for Amanda Chapman. She's the shadow minister with the NDP, and she is up for recall. And that is pretty much the only recall petition out there that does make sense, because she advocated to keep sexually explicit books in schools. Excuse me. 2 boys giving each other fellatio, and she sat there and said they should stay there. Yeah, that's what she did. So we're done with her. Happy New Year's, Kelly. Thank you for the comment. Appreciate that. I appreciate everybody who's watching on all the socials, X, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. You guys are absolutely awesome. Oh, let's see what's going on Instagram. Let's see if we can go to some comments there. We don't have to agree on everything. Doesn't mean we have to hate each other. Exactly. That's one thing I actually did on in one of my videos before I left Mexico. I said, we just need to understand we're on the same team, right? Like, there are conservatives that absolutely despise me and don't like me. And there's conservatives that I absolutely despise and I don't like them. I don't go out of my way to bash them, and I don't go out of my way to lose my mind on them. I say my piece and I move along, and that's how it should be, right? Right? When you were in Mexico on the resort, did they treat you good, bad, fair, or poorly when they knew you were Canadian? They didn't treat me any other way. There was Americans there. There was Canadians there. The resort was good. I think that is absolutely bullshit that people actually say that happens. People fail to realize. So I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman. Okay. So at the end of the day, what do you think happens to a resort when they treat somebody like shit? No matter where they're from. Doesn't matter if they're from Sweden, Tokyo, doesn't matter. So no, nobody's treating anybody like shit because they're from America. That's all clickbait, rage bait shit that you see on social media.
Oh, remember the one guy's comment? We were in the market, and he was like, "I love Trump. He's bringing all my relatives back for free."
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that was funny. They're serious, unhinged loons that attack you. Yep. For sure. And it takes all kinds to be on social media, right? You guys got to remember, when I put out a video, I know I'm going to get hate on it. When Bird of Proud Mom puts a video out, she knows she's going to get hate on it. Like, it's just part of the game at this point. If you're going to put a 90-year-old grandmother knitting a pair of socks, will get hate on her video, right? If that's what she's doing, is putting out a video like that. It doesn't matter if you're doing weight loss content, makeup tutorials, cooking, political content on both sides. It does not matter. It takes thick skin to put yourself out there every single day, and you need to understand that Some people are literally mentally handicapped and delusional who follow you, and they're going to say some pretty fucked up things. Sorry for my language, but it's absolutely truth. And when they say those things, you can either allow that to bother you, allow it to consume you, or do this: water off a duck's back, carry on, and continue doing what you're doing. And that's what we do. Do you think that conservative that went to carbon hole? I love that. Carney is a WEF member to join the Liberal Party. I don't know if he's a WEF member, but he definitely was paid. I'm going to say that out loud, like for sure. And he might not have been paid directly because I don't think that's how it works. But, you know, his uncle, sister's cousin's brother probably got something, and he's going to end up with a really nice condo somewhere. Mark my words, Carney will have a majority. And at the end of the day, that just helps the independence movement in Alberta. They try to make it sound like, this is an Instagram comment, guys. They try to make it sound like we hate each other. We have always been sister countries. Yeah, and I don't believe. So we were in Florida the month before. Oh, look at that. I got my Alberta pins. Nice. Check it out. I got my little Alberta pins. Those are going to go on my blazers. You guys have seen.
You're fancy in 2026.
Yeah. I am fancy in 2026. But yeah, so at the end of the day, it helps the independence movement in Alberta. I love my country. And I said this in the TikTok live earlier. There's people coming at me. They're like, oh, you got a Maple Leaf and you're for our independence. Separating from Canada doesn't mean that you hate Canada. It means that you're tired of the abuse. Okay. It's like leaving a relationship. So if you have an abusive spouse and you have your children, you hate the abusive spouse, you don't hate your children, okay? You hate the situation, you don't like it. You're not going to hate your family because of it. That's exactly how this is. I still love my country. I hate the people running it and what they're doing to it and how they're running it into the ground. Okay, there's amazing people in this country. There always will be, whether Alberta's part of that country or not, whether Saskatchewan's part of that country or not, whether Quebec's part of that country or not. It is absolutely crazy how much critical thinking skill is lacked on the left, right? Because they're trying to, they're like, you sell Maple Leafs on your merchandise, so you're only doing this for money. No, I still love Canadians. That actually still does happen. And yeah, so I don't like the government. I don't like the Liberal government. I don't like what they've done over the past decade. I think they've made it harder on Canadians. And Alberta has an independence movement that I will follow and that I will take part in, and we will see what Albertans have to say when the referendum comes up. That's basically what it is. If people in the lefties don't like that, well, too bad. That's okay. You don't have to. But I'm going to continue selling my merchandise for all Canadians who are patriotic and love their country, because I still love my country. I'm just tired of the abusive relationship. They'll probably snip that, hack that up, and make their own videos about it, but that's okay, guys. What the heck? What's up? Oh, we got 2 cameras there, 3 microphones, 2 cameras, 3 headphones. She's unboxing all the podcast stuff. We got 3 cameras technically though, because we do have a 3rd camera already that we ordered before. What the heck keeps you motivated? Whatever it is, keep it up. You have full support of an old retired Mountie. Bravo. Thanks, Billy. Appreciate that. And the thing is, what keeps me motivated is the future. The future. Watching kids. I want kids to have the same opportunities that I've had. And already they don't. They don't have it. And I'm going to fight for it. And at the end of the day, when I see sexually explicit books being put in public schools, and then people like Janice Irwin, Naheed Nenshi, and Amanda Chapman, who is the Shadow Minister of Education, coming out and defending that, that keeps me motivated. That keeps me on target, and that keeps me moving forward and understanding that I have purpose. And not only that, you guys literally keep me motivated every single day to do what I'm doing. So I appreciate you all for that. I went shopping on your site, pick up a beautiful sticker, but do you have coffee cups? Right now, we do not have any coffee cups. We're going to look for a new supplier. So yeah, we don't. But yeah, we just like we can't have that as an independent country without joining the. Yeah, and I'm not pro joining the United States, right? And a lot of people forget that. What's that?
This is for you to build.
What is it?
It's my new spice rack.
Oh, a spice rack that I have to build. Right on. I will build that after this is done, and I will make sure it gets done. Where are you gonna hang this spice rack? How many spice racks does one person need?
I got rid of my own.
How many spices do you have? Hey,
We're gonna get spicy. That's what it looks like.
that's a big ass spice rack. That's a lot of spices, folks. That
Well, you
is
could put other things
a
in
lot
it
of
besides
spices. Want to see the unhinged become unhinged? Tell them around. Yes. Well, for a very long time, I've been saying we need to bring back mental health institutions and build mental health in facilities, because that was the biggest trick in the book, right? Is how do you not treat mental health? You normalize it, right? You normalize it. You say, no, you're inclusive. There's nothing wrong with you. You can live in society, no problem. And on top of it, we'll fund you, give you a megaphone, let you stand on a soapbox so you can convince other people too that they are like that. It's exactly what happened. And then they didn't have to provide supports and build large facilities to put people in. Amazing. Hey, it's amazing. Tumbleweed Studios for coffee mugs. This is what I find though, Edward, when I'm looking for people who, so I have to resell items, right? What is that? Is that my light box? I don't even know what that is. So I have to resell items. What we have is a lot of people, they are like, oh yeah, we can make those for you. And they're expecting me to buy retail to sell retail. Like, it takes somebody's labor to ship that product, right? So I have to pay that person's labor to ship product. Never mind, I have to hold inventory. So I have to have wholesale. I've yet to find a good supplier, and I refuse to work with corporations, like large companies, because I believe in small business and I want small business to reap the rewards and benefits. So we got to find a happy medium there, and yeah, we'll go from there. I'm not saying Tumbleweed Studios is doing that. I just don't know who they are. I am going to be at Calgary. I am, of course, without a doubt, I am going to be at the Calgary convention at the end of January. 100% I will be there. I'm not pro joining the USA, staunchly against it when the trade war started, but what are the pros and cons? This has taught us that if the States wants to roll over on us, there isn't a thing we could do. Carney's talk was just that. I have huge issues with the USA, but more issues with our country these days. Maybe we should be better off as a 51st. Is it inevitable anyway? This is a great comment, and I'm going to touch on this, and I'm going to say a lot of things that people don't like, but this is just my opinion. So I don't want to be the 51st state. I don't. I'm going to be clear with you on that, right? But this is the reality, and I'm a realist, and sometimes being a realist is a very, very lonely place to be. A very lonely place to be. We are $1.4 trillion in debt. No hope in hell are we getting out of that. We can't afford things. We are taking loans out to provide aid to other countries instead of helping ourselves. That's dangerous. Before, Trudeau was just printing money. Now we can't even print money anymore. Or, well, Carney can't. We have to take debt out to service other countries instead of ourselves. So our debt is growing at such an exponential rate, and we are not bringing in enough taxpayers to do anything. Right? And I mean taxpayers because we're bringing in people that work at Tim Hortons and work at Essos and work at places that are going to reap government benefits back and actually take more of the system than what they give into it. So eventually what's going to happen is you're going to have a new trade corridor through the Arctic that's going to open up. What has happened in the world when a new trade corridor, every single time a new trade corridor opens up, what happens? War, conflict, Somebody wants access to control that trade corridor. Who would the major players be in the Arctic Circle to control trade? Russia, China, they have a border. United States wants to have that, right? Because Alaska's up there as well. And Canada. Out of Russia, China, USA, and Canada, who has the largest military and who has the smallest military? Well, Canada has by far the smallest military. So we have a massive border with Russia in the Arctic that Russia could take immediately. Who's not going to want Russia to take that? The United States. So you have a country who's spiraling into oblivion, that has debt that is out of control, that can't protect itself. And then the Arctic Circle opens up. You just lost Canada. Because how you lost Canada to the United States is the US will come in and say, hey, we cannot let the Russians take the Arctic. We cannot do that. That's not something we're even willing to do. And you don't have enough money to defend yourselves. So you need to defend yourself. And then people will say, well, NATO. Well, the United States is the largest contributor to NATO. So that argument is off the shelf. The United States will come in and say, okay, we're going to defend you. You will remain Canada, but you now belong to America. It's over after that. So you'll have your Canadian passport, but you'll be free entry in between Canada and the United States. You lose your socialized health care. You adopt their system. You become another state or multiple states. People don't like that. But again, I'm a realist. What we're doing as a country, I've said this before, socialism always runs out of other people's money. We have reached that point. When you are borrowing money to give away as aid, it's over. It's over. So I'm not saying it's going to happen in 10 years. I'm not saying it's going to happen in 20 years. But how much can we actually put up with this debt service ratio? We can't. It's over. We live in one of the only countries in the world that has vast amounts of resources that are grossly mismanaged and keep them in the ground as they sit there and watch their debt increase. That is literal insanity, ladies and gentlemen. It's insane to even think that we have a government that wouldn't literally start tapping into every resource and start creating a form of nationalism into basically a Canada First, which Pierre Poilievre wanted to do, a Canada First movement, and start taking care of Canadians where we literally take debt out to service other countries. It is absolutely insane. So we're done. I'm not saying I'm going to like it, but I'm saying eventually Canada's over. Years ago, I watched a video basically saying 50 countries that won't exist in the next 50 years. Canada was on that list. Yep, as long as they keep it in the ground, we're dependent on other countries. And we have no reason to be. We have virtually no reason to be. Look at the ships off the BC coast. And Scott Moe said it perfectly the other day. It's not British Columbia's coast. It's Canada's coast. This is Canadian's coast, right? And he said it perfectly. And I agree that that's what it is. But the thing is you have the United States is oil tankers all day, every day. And as they're going by, they're like, fuck you. Thanks for the business. Appreciate you. And that's exactly what's happening. Right? But the population has been programmed to hate resources. Well, this is the thing, right? Not all of Canada, because there's a lot of our critical thinkers out there, and a lot of you guys are those people. You guys follow me on a daily basis. There's some very stupid people in this country. And those are the people that are screaming, keep tankers off the coast as a tanker's rolling by. As long as it's not Canada doing it, I'm okay with it. And then they collect our social benefits. They use their cell phones. They use their laptops. They use virtually everything that comes from oil, and they scream, we don't need oil. They are literally brainwashed, indoctrinated, and morons. That's how you can explain it to them. I don't know. It's where we're at. And we're not going to wait for it. So another reason to support Alberta independence is at least we have a shot. At least we have a shot. So I will support Alberta independence. And if we lose, we lose. Like, people have asked me, so are you going to leave social media when you lose Alberta independence? I was creating content before Alberta independence was a thing. So no, the answer would be no. I'm not going to leave social media. They just want any way, shape, or form for me to just delete my profiles. They'd be happy with it. If there was one time I was going to delete my social media, it was when I was fired in 2024 for being Berta Proud Dad online. That would have been the only time where I was like, you know what? I got to quit because I got to provide for my family. Instead, I doubled down and continued to provide for my family. I just started pushing the content. So this is the thing, though. I don't think China wants more land. I don't think China wants to be here, right? I think the last thing China would want is to border the United States, to be honest with you. I honestly think that. How could they fire me for being Berta Proud Dad? Interesting story. Not the best story. They just didn't like my opinion on the internet. And I didn't have a social media contract with them. So the rest is history. I can't talk about it. Will Ed make you quit? No. Ed is actually really helping the channel lately. A lot of people love Ed. If you love Ed in here, let me know. Let me know. Because I love Ed. I think Ed is a marketing genius. I think Ed keeps things fresh. And yeah, just let me know. I love Ed. Thank you, Ed. Hey, I got my merch in Texas. I love it. Thanks, Jay Shaw, for your order. I appreciate that, buddy. And you got it all the way down in Texas. That's awesome. Rose loves Ed. See, Ed has created such a beautiful, beautiful atmosphere at the Berta Proud Dad show. Over on Instagram, Val says, even if tomorrow Conservatives will be elected, it will take 20 years from now to clean this Liberal. You're right. It would probably take longer. Aaron says, I'm glad Ed started up, makes his Berta Proud Dad account louder and more effective. You're right. You're absolutely correct. We're not going to worry about Ed. But here's the thing. So many people are asking me to make Ed shirts, like hundreds of people. Like, I'd buy it. I want to do it. You should do this. And it's hilarious, right? But we do have a promo running right now. You're going to run and grab a pen and piece of paper. Thanks, Ed, is the promo code. Just like this. I'll put it in the chats. THXED is what you're going to be looking for. And on orders over $200, you're going to be able to save a little bit of cash at checkout. So thanks, Ed. That's all. Thanks, Ed. What's this? Show us your teeth. If I paid for a cast of your teeth, would you send it to me? I just want your dental records. Tooth update, please. Love that.
That's not creepy at all.
No. They want my dental records. Who cares about Ed? Canadians are allowing this to happen. Not all Canadians. We're trying to do the best we can, right? Thanks, Josh. Don't do it. I'm not going to send anybody my dental. That is just a weird comment. Foot pics? Maybe. Maybe. I've been asked for some pretty messed up things before, but Dorothy says, thanks, Ed. You've made me buy my first shirt. You and a lot of people. And we appreciate all the love and support that you guys have shown us at bertaprowddad.com. And use that promo code thanks at THXED on two orders over $200, and you're going to save at checkout. I am super excited, guys, to bring you the podcast, though. And I'm actually really excited to not be at my kitchen table anymore when I'm sitting here on live streams talking to y'all. You know, it's going to be a really good time. This is really what I wanted to do. I wanted to come live and chat with each and every one of you and get some comments out. And, you know, it was a very, very informal. You endorsed a PDF file from Canada, wouldn't be me. I don't even, does anybody know what that means? I know I have some really good people that are really, really good with computers in here. Don't say who you are. Well, you wouldn't because you're a lot smarter than that. Find out who this guy is. Have a great trip to Toronto. Yep, I will be going to Toronto this month. I'm going to be on a podcast. I'm super excited about it. Super excited about it. Make a long shirt with I love snowflakes with Ed crying. Oh, you guys are awesome. Rose is looking forward to my new show. I'm looking forward to it. We got guests lined up, and we're going to be continuing to have guests. And yeah, some guy messaged me the other day. He's like, I'd really love to be on your show. I was like, well, what would you like to talk about? He's like, well, what would you like to talk about? I was like, that's not how this works, right? If you want to be on the show, come to me with something that's very interesting, and we'll grab an audience and we can make it happen. Happy New Year to you and your family. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. I admin a group around Edmonton, and I'll tell you that out of the 21,000 people in the group, a vast majority are engaged and want what Smith is doing with firearms, castle law, protecting our kids, and pushing back Ottawa's overreach. Absolutely. That's awesome. Oh, I'm planning a trip to Ottawa. What best month to go? I have no clue. I've only been to Ottawa twice. One of them was in the middle of winter for the Freedom Convoy. The best month to go is when there's a Freedom Convoy. Thanks, Janet. Appreciate it. By the way, thank you so much for the beautiful shirt. I got it before Christmas. Now, always going to wear it in public. Thanks, Val. I really appreciate that. Guys on Instagram, I'm trying to get to you guys as well. Ed provides me free advertising for your merch. I like Ed. Yeah. Because we got people on Instagram watching too, but I got to switch screens in order to. So yeah, I'm doing an event. What day is the event? 17th? In Southern Alberta. I'll be promoting it.
We haven't written it on the calendar.
I believe it's the 17th. I'll let you guys know. I'm doing an event, Southern Alberta. I'm doing a speaking event, so pretty excited for that as well. There's a lot going to happen. A lot. I just like taking you guys along for the ride because it's truly what I am, as a guy with an iPhone and an opinion, and you guys are here for it. So it's great. All right, folks. Well, I appreciate each and every one of you. If you would like to support the channel, we are fully supported by you guys. Use promo code THANKSED, THXED at checkout today on orders over $200. You're going to save a little bit of money. And yeah, we're going to continue on with the content in the channel. I can't wait to show you guys the new studio once it's all set up. And I really, really appreciate all the love and support you guys give us on the daily. So thank you so much. And you guys have a wonderful night.